Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Christodon1, and I am back with another video. Do anyone remember the video that I uploaded talking about the YouTube new policies on their ad revenue? And I also talked about and explained how ultimately content providers are going to have to figure out other ways to maintain their revenue, because they're not going to generate that much ad revenue from YouTube. Now, basically YouTube has changed their policy when it comes to ad revenue. You have to present certain type of content will be approved to get ad revenue. And even though they're going to be approved getting this ad revenue, their salaries are going to be reduced from the ad revenue that they made. Okay, I explained in detail what's going on with YouTube, why they are doing it. Now, I told you, do not be surprised if a lot of content providers on YouTube try to figure out ways to generate some type of revenue. Now, you already, witnessed a lot of content providers. They have Patreon accounts, they have GoFundMe accounts, they also have PayPal, where you can donate through PayPal, as well as when they do live streams, they can get donations through Super Chat. So there are other ways to generate revenue, but they're never going to generate the revenue that they was making through ad revenue. Now, I told you guys, do not be surprised if content providers make their channel to the point where it's sort of like a pay-per-view channel. And I noticed a lot of people in the comment section was saying this, that, and the third. Oh, there's no way in the world a content provider will make their channel a pay-per-view channel. Remember that? Well, the Hodge twins uploaded a video yesterday talking about their ad revenue is not only cut in half, it's non-existent. All right, particularly because of the content that they upload. Now, they said they can do one or two things. They could make videos that's going to be pleasing for the YouTube policy, ad revenue policy, which, by the way, if they do that, then a lot of subscribers are going to be turned off by those videos, because they're used to and they're used of the Hodge twins behavior on a lot of their videos. Okay, and their videos are funny. Okay, they can do that, or what they're planning on doing is the following. They're going to create a channel that's going to be a pay-per-view channel, and basically they're saying that they're going to charge people, I believe it was $2.99 a month or $5.99 a month, and once you subscribe to their channel, you will get content 5 days a week. And basically 90% of their videos that they normally upload on the original Hodge Twins channel, now that video is going to be dedicated to their pay-per-view channel. All right, so this concept has been done in YouTube before. I don't think a lot of people realize that. But however, if the Hodge Twins pay-per-view channel turns out to be a success, a smashing success, a lot of content providers are going to gravitate to this concept, and they're going to apply it to their channel. Okay, if it's a success, and I feel like it's going to be a moderate success, I will go that extent. Ultimately, when it comes to subscribers, you're going to have hardcore subscribers, and you're just going to have follower subscribers. All right, as long as the content's free, and those subscribers typically they don't even like the videos, they don't even dislike the video, they don't even interact in the comment section. They just basically watch the video and then they're done. You may have a large portion of those subscribers that may not even subscribe to the pay-per-view channel. But when you talk about their hardcore fans, they're going to definitely subscribe to this pay-per-view channel. And if this ideal turns out to be a success, you're going to see a lot of content providers follow suit to what the Hodge twins are doing. Okay, my opinion on it, hey, this is free marketing, free enterprise. And if you got something, and if you got a concept people are willing to spend money on, then you should do it. All right. You know, when you talk about Showtime, when you talk about HBO, they have a subscription plan. People subscribe to those types of channels, and I don't hear anybody complaining when they have pay-per-view. I mean, they have content where you have to subscribe to their subscription plan. When it comes to Netflix have original content that you just can't get nowhere else. Okay, so I don't see anybody complaining when Netflix do it. I don't see anybody complaining when Amazon Prime does it. I don't see anybody complaining when Redbox and Hulu does it. So why should we have a problem when the Hodge twins do it? Okay, the biggest fight of the century is, well, when I mean century, you know, when you talk about boxing, everything's the fight of the century. But I feel like this is, you can label this fight the fight of the century. Conor McGregor and Floyd Money Mayweather, their fight is a pay-per-view fight. And you don't see anyone complaining about dropping $40 or $60. I haven't done a pay-per-view boxing event in a long time, but you don't see anybody complaining about those pay-per-view prices. As well as now they're talking about you can even watch this at local not local television, but local theaters. Local theaters are going to charge people $20 a pop to watch a live stream of Conor McGregor and Floyd Money Mayweather. Not to mention the bars out there. There are going to be bars out there where you're going to have to pay to get in to watch that event. All right. So if we don't have an issue or a problem when other people are doing it, why should we have a problem with two comedians who have content on a YouTube channel doing this, applying this logic, this reasoning? Okay, once again, we're living in a free enterprise system where, you know, everything is in bounds, and one or two things are going to happen. This turns out to be a smashing success, and then we're living in a copy and paste society where people will say, hey, if it works for him, it may work for me. All right, they may have that concept, or this may fall flat on their faces. Nobody really don't subscribe to this, and other content providers in the YouTube community are going to go, well, man, that didn't work. I'm glad I didn't go that route. But these are going to be these routes are going to be pretty much the practices of content providers out there in the YouTube community, because nobody's really making the same type of money they were making 5 years ago off of YouTube, particularly the ad revenue. If you've been reading the reports, if you've been reading the stories, a lot of big time YouTube content providers, YouTube stars are talking about it, and they're saying they're not even making half of what they were making. All right. And these individuals are, you know, uploading videos, getting 50,000 views, 100,000 views, and they're not even making the money that they were making a year ago, 5 years ago. And people are sort of saying, having this groundhog effect of saying, well, you know what, let me just sit on this for a while. You know how YouTube do. You know how YouTube does. They'll change the policies back to normal. So we'll have a wait and see approach. We're really not going to do anything drastic. But I feel like, guys, YouTube is going to keep this policy for a long period of time. Because a lot of those big time corporations like Walmart, Coca-Cola, Target, just to name a few, they just don't want their ads behind content that is not family friendly. Okay, you can't have a Walmart ad and then when the video starts, they're talking about people taking dumps or anything that they view negative, because those large time corporations, they have consumer bases, and those consumer bases have been complaining to these corporations. How can you have an ad running on a video promoting terrorism, or have an ad promoting different types of things that's going on in society? Okay, so that's the route YouTube is taking. I don't think YouTube is ever going to change this, and I think it's going to be status quo when you talk about ad revenue. And content providers are going to have to figure out other routes of making a buck, generating revenue. Like I said, you can go to the pay-per-view route, or you can have a Patreon account set up, a GoFundMe account set up. You can do PayPal, you can do Super Chat. There are other ways to try to get some revenue for you to continue to do what you're doing. Now, at the end of the day, it's all love. I'm pretty sure when you deal with content providers, yes, they love doing what they're doing, but however, they like to get paid for it. And in some of these cases, a lot of these big time successful content providers, they quit their day job to spend all of their time on YouTube to create content for their subscriber base. Now, there's a lot of haters out there that feel like a lot of these content providers, what they're doing is not really considered real work. Okay, it's not a real job. But to me, I beg to differ. A lot of these content providers put a lot of research time, a lot of hours developing in that, plus props, doing scripts, special effects, this, that, and the third. It's not as easy as what they're what they make it look like. You know, a 3-minute video probably took them 8 hours to do. All right, so it's one of those types of, particularly when you're talking about editing videos, I think the majority of the time you spent on your content is the editing, making sure everything is top notch, making sure everything's shaped up and right. I think when you're dealing with content providers, and plus the fact that a lot of these content providers, they have people working under them as far as cameramen, editing, this, that, and the third, or it may be a one-man show where they're doing it all. Okay, so I've been telling you guys for the longest, and a lot of people kept saying, oh no, that's not going to happen, they're never going to get that drastic. But desperate times calls for desperate measures, and the Hodge twins, they are very popular, they're very successful, and they're even illustrating that they're not making any type of revenue on their videos, and they're basically saying they're doing it for free. Okay, and I felt like if they had they were on tour, and if they were still doing that, they would probably still be doing the videos, even though the videos, they're not gonna make any money on the videos. But when you're talking about when you're doing stand up, the lifespan on that is not that great, unless you are a big time comedian like Kevin Hart, who spends years on the road, and still he does movies and TV shows, commercials, unless you're on that type of level, you can't make a living, on the road. You can make a little money on the road, but I think the majority of their money comes from YouTube. Okay, so that's what's going on with the Hodge twins. They're going to do the pay-per-view route. I wish them the best of luck. This is a free enterprise system, a free enterprise world. And I hope this concept is very successful and pays off for them. And other content providers are going to look at that who have a large fan base, and they're going to go, yo, if it works for them, it should work for me too. All right. I don't think this ideal is practical for everybody. Okay. I can use myself as an example. This is not practical for me. Okay. I have a subscriber base, but not that big of a subscriber base. Okay. But as far as with the Hodge twins, Jesse from Prank versus Prank, he may take this route. A lot of them, if they're starting to feel the pinch, they may take this route, or just double up on the content that they upload on their channel, and see by doubling the content if you can make some type of revenue. But I feel like with the new policies as far as ad revenue, I don't think it's going to change back to its old ways. I think it's going to get worse later on down the road. I think somebody's going to figure out a way to still manipulate the system and still try to upload mature content, adult content. And here's a side note: a lot of subscribers are young kids. Okay, so I think it's going to be rough for a content provider if he has you have profanity in your content. Sometimes I try to make the case not to apply a lot of profanity in my videos. Now, the Snapchat videos I do, sometimes I'm not conscious of that fact, and sometimes I just let it rip, potato chip, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I really don't depend on YouTube that way. All right, I was making a little change on YouTube, and now when these new policies came down, now it takes me a little longer, but I really don't depend on it that much. It was really considered pocket change for me, and I'm pretty sure with these bigger content providers, it's much more than pocket change. Okay, it's their livelihood. They have production teams that they gotta take care of, and those production teams have families that they gotta take care of. So it's one of those types of things that if this is prove a success, you're gonna see a growing trend of a lot of these content providers going that route. Okay, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Yo, guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please, notification gang in the building. Hit that notification icon, that notification bell, so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and I am huge.